Good morning, YouTube. Hey, everyone out there in survival land. How you doing? Oh, they're frisky. Oh, look at that. Look at them go. Now, these things ignite really quick. See how quick I just barely touched that. Hey, YouTube. Freedom for Kaz here. How you guys doing out there? I hope you are having a great day. I know I'm having a good day. It is sunny here. 85, hot and humid. You know, there's a lot of stuff going on here in the United States, a lot of stuff going on in the Middle East and in Europe as well. But let's take a look at the Obama cabinet right now. Let's take a look and see what's going on. There have been a couple of people who have left in the last week or so. And it's kind of interesting to see that they're leaving now. That you're right, you know, in the middle of Obama's term. It's been about, 2 years. And a lot of things going on in Obama's cabinet. So, you know, Austan Goolsbee, who has left, he was the lead economic advisor to Obama. And it's kind of interesting that he leaves now because he's been in that position for less than a year. And it's rather interesting that he's going to the University of Chicago to be a professor. Why would you leave the president's cabinet to go be a professor at the University of Chicago? That doesn't add up to me. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. But anyway, let's take a look at what Obama said. He said, you know, we don't know what happened in terms of this particular blip. You know, everything's a blip to Obama. It's a blip or a speck or a spot. It's never a major deal. It's always something small. Excuse me. What he goes on to say, what we do know is that gas prices went up. The consumers got worried. All the destabilization in the Middle East has people nervous. What's going on in Europe has people nervous. And we've got some headwinds blowing up against us. For Austan Goolsbee to announce his departure this week in an avalanche of bad economic news suggests that the president may want to go in a different direction. Well, what's funny about that is that Obama, he endorsed the bailout because he said the bailout would create many, many jobs. He said that by now unemployment would be down to 8 or even 7%. That hasn't happened. In fact, unemployment is still at about 17-18% nationwide. And here in Michigan is anywhere between 23 and 25%, if not higher than that. I don't know the exact numbers. But, you know, if it were about Austan Goolsbee hanging onto a tenure track at the University of Chicago, it's kind of funny because the University of Chicago doesn't start class for another 2 months. So why would you leave Obama's cabinet now to start a new job in 2 months? It doesn't seem very likely that that's the true reason as to why he's leaving. You know, the president watched the efforts of the rebranding of the auto bailouts as a success last week, but that information got crushed by a wave of skeptical reporting about the cost and the efficiency of propping up GM and Chrysler for the sake of United Auto Workers. But also by the dire numbers on manufacturing, home pricing, and unemployment. You know, it kind of took away from propping up the big three there. But, you know, GM and Chrysler mainly. Ford didn't take a bailout, but they were close to taking the bailout. But the point is that, okay, they're focusing on manufacturing, home prices, and unemployment. Well, manufacturing is at an all-time low in this country, okay? And I used to be in the tool and die field here in Michigan. I got out of the manufacturing business in 1996. And that was probably by far the last great year for manufacturing here in the state of Michigan. Ever since then, you know, manufacturing here in Michigan has just been going down incredibly fast and very steadily. Home prices are going down again. And unemployment is going up. Okay, so let's look at GM and Chrysler. They're showing profits and they supposedly have paid back their bailout. But the problem with GM and Chrysler showing profits is that those profits have not been made here in the United States. Those profits have been made overseas, and that money stays overseas. It doesn't come back to the United States to create new and better jobs, especially in the manufacturing field where they used to make a lot of cars here. Now it's only about maybe 55 to 60% of all automobiles are actually manufactured here in the United States. That's kind of crazy. But you know, again, when Goolsbee went out to say that the dreadful job numbers were just a bump in the road, Obama got upset about that. But again, you know, that's all they talk about, is blips and bumps and you know, and this and that. I mean, nothing is a major issue when it comes to the Obama cabinet. You know, and again, like I said, you know, Austan Goolsbee is going to teach at the University of Chicago, and what's interesting is that he hasn't only been in this economic position for less than 12 months. It's been less than 12 months, and actually it's been since September. So for someone to come into a position like that, in the economic lead position, and then to leave so quickly, it kind of raises a red flag, and is to say, is now the time to bail on Obama? Is if you better get out now while the getting is good, because someone else also left the Obama administration as well, and that was Bob Bauer. About a week ago, Bob Bauer left the administration, and this was all tied together about Obama's birth certificate. Now, Corsi says the move marks the beginning of the end for the Obama eligibility cover-up, and Jerome Corsi is a PhD, and he's been hot on the trail of Obama's birth certificate. And if you read the link underneath, Corsi's book is called Where's the Birth Certificate? And it's now available at the WND Superstore, which I do believe is online only. You can get an autographed copy of that, and the link is underneath, like I said. But, you know, it just seems as Bob Bauer has realized that Obama's birth certificate is a cover-up, and a lot of people are hitting the panic button. And is it, like I said, is it time to get out while the getting is good? It could be. It could very well be. Now, there's also another website I just want to throw out here. It's called ObamaCrimes.com, which is a rather interesting website. I've checked it out a couple of times. I just threw the link in here. You might want to check it out as well. Now, let's move on a little bit. Let's shift gears here a little bit. I want to talk about Japan briefly. I got a few links about Japan here, and it seems as though they have been lying all along about what's going on over there, and a lot of us on YouTube have already been able to figure that out. It only took 11 hours for some of those reactors to be in full meltdown on March 11th, the day that the tsunami happened. Again, great links underneath. Check them out. If you're not aware of what's going on in Japan, or you've been not really paying attention, that crisis is far from over. I got some, like I said, some great links underneath. Some people are even saying, some forecasters are saying it's going to be a 100-year battle at Fukushima. And the reason why they're saying that is because they're comparing Fukushima to the Chernobyl accident, where Chernobyl was just one reactor, whereas in Japan it's as many as 6, and could possibly be even more than 6, depending on how big the cover-up is. I know there were many reactors damaged, but I know that there were like 6 that were in meltdown phase. So again, you know, check that link out as well. And like I said, you know, at Fukushima they failed to disclose all the information. But there's one more link, and that's going to be about child pornography. And you know, I put this link in an earlier video. Didn't hear anything about it from any of my commenters, but you know, Nintendo has brought out a game called Dead or Alive Dimensions, and basically what it is, it's rated T for teen, but what it allows the player to do is to do some upskirting photos of the animated characters, like the one girl who is a superhero. She's very well endowed up on top, and she wears a mini skirt, and it allows you to look underneath her mini skirt and do an upskirt and take, you know, and do like a capture image of that. So again, that's kind of creepy. I don't understand why Nintendo would do something like that. So, but check out that link as well. Folks, have a good day. It is hot. It's late spring, almost summertime. I hope you're doing well. I know I am. Rate the video, put some comments, and again, please check all the links. You have a good one.